This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
So my question is, have you ever caught Mr. Reed with another woman?
Well, in the bathroom, he was on FaceTime with another woman.
Okay, tell me what happened.
Okay, I got home from work. He wasn't expecting me to come home early. So I got off early, so I surprised him. So he in the bathroom, I'm like, okay. Well, first when I went to the bathroom door, I heard him talking. So I was like, who was you talking to? And the bathroom door was locked. I banged on the door 3 times, and he didn't answer. So I went to the door and I just kicked it in, honey. I'm the bound for it. Kicked it in, the door fell on the hinges, he jumped in the bathtub. I said, what you jumping for? What you jumping for? It's no need for you to jump in the bathtub and you ain't doing nothing wrong.
Okay, you literally kicked in the door?
Yes, ma'am. I got pictures if you want to see.
Yeah,
I want to see that. Would you please hand us that?
You don't really look big enough to kick in a door.
Whenever somebody make you mad, you stronger than what you is.
She took this thing off the hinges.
So you heard another woman in the bathroom with your man.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, what's going on? And you just kicked the door down.
Him, is your girlfriend home? Your girlfriend home?
So you're standing outside the door.
Yeah,
he's in the bathroom. You hear him talking to another woman, and you hear the woman say,
"Is your girlfriend home?" So I'm like, okay, open the door, Raymond. Who's on the phone? Open the door. He didn't want to open it, so I had to do what I had to do.
And so he jumps, and you're like, what you jumping for?
What you jumping for if you ain't got nothing to hide? Who was on the phone?
Oh, yeah. And that's my question, Mr. Reed. Who was on the phone?
It was a friend.
Okay, why you gotta be locked up in the bathroom talking to your friend?
With a door lock.
I took my phone in the bathroom because it's an emergency. Just in case she called, I might be in the bathroom listening to my music.
Okay,
but she got home early that day. I didn't expect that.
You're in the house by yourself, right? Who are you locking out of the bathroom?
I'm in the house by myself. I don't trust nobody. They might come in on me.
Okay, who was the woman that you were talking about? You said she was a friend.
A friend.
Is this someone you've ever been intimate with?
No.
But did you hear her knocking on the door?
You heard me knocking?
Yeah, but at the same time, I was talking to her. But when she kicked in the door, I jumped in the shower. I thought it was a hurricane, also earthquake. Then I looked up. I thought she was dragging the bath. I was like, okay, Hurricane Barbara.
Okay, so you kick in the door.
Yes,
what does that conversation look like with him?
He told me, he jumped in the tub. Simone said, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I said, who was that on the phone? He said, nobody, a friend. I said, it had to be more than a friend. More than a friend than you going in the bathroom, talking on the phone, locking the door. And you heard me knocking, why didn't you open? So I guess you like her more than you like me.
So your belief is...
That's how I felt about it. That's why I got real angry. And you know, that door had to come down between us. I needed to get it.
You have a lawsuit in this case as well, Ms. White.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell the court briefly about that?
Yes, ma'am, I can. The confrontation I had with the young lady at his job that was sending text messages to my phone, I was just so fed up with it. So I went up there to her and I said, hey, I'm tired of you sending text messages to my phone. And she was like, yeah, I plan on doing something else with him again. So I muffed her in the face.
You did what?
You did what?
I mushed her in the face.
Okay.
You gave it a hand.
I have the evidence from my window being broken weeks later.
As far as the retaliation,
weeks
if you
later,
her in her face, right?
I was taking my son
I am
to...
not...
Hold on, Mr. Gunnels.
I was taking my son to the zoo, however, on our way to the car, on the way to the car, I noticed that my window was shattered.
How do you know she broke out this window?
She later texted him and told him that, yeah, I broke your wife's window because she's not going to get away with hitting me in the face.
And this is the woman he was cheating with?
Yes.
She did not.
Okay. So when I pull up, she was sitting in the chair and he was standing over top of her, hugging and kissing her. And I jumped out the car and I immediately went crazy. Like, I turned into the devil. You heard me? I turned into the devil.
Okay, when you say hugging and kissing, I just want to be clear. Was it a peck on the cheek or was he kissing her?
He was kissing her.
Like a real happy birthday kiss?
Yes, like mwah type. Yes, he was kissing her.
As spouse.
No, it's not.
Okay.
We had gotten into a conflict and we were in 2 different households. And I had called him and I was like, you know, what are you doing? I'm on my way to the house. He was like, well, I'm with my ex-friend and my kids at the playground. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll be there. So when I pull up, I put my key in the door and it's something blocking the door to where I can't get in. I look in the window, I'm like, the couch is blocking the door. Why is the couch blocking the door?
where you normally keep the couches in front of the door? I'm just checking.
No, ma'am.
No, I just want to be sure.
Really?
You get to the front door, you can't get in. What do you do next?
I'm looking through the windows and I'm calling his phone at the same time and he's not answering my phone calls. So now, to this point, I'm panicking. So I walk around the house and he has that door blocked off as well.
How does he have it blocked up?
He had the chair underneath the doorknob. So now at this point, I'm pissed. I go back to the front of the house and I look and that's when I see a woman. I instantly punch the window out. And that's when I get to busting all the windows. And when I got in the house, he had no shirt on. He was tying up his pajama pants. And I'm asking him what's going on. And he's telling me that the woman asked for a glass of water.
Okay,
She gotta
wait a
come
minute.
in the house for a glass of water?
Okay, so did you know the woman?
No.
Was she clothed when you saw her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kinda, I didn't see her like that, but I seen the woman.
You saw a woman. And once you saw a woman, it was game on. It didn't matter what she had clothes on or not.
Well, I'm just trying to get, what was going on. If she had, all right, Mr. Johnson, I'm gonna sit back for this one. Cause this is gonna be, I know this is gonna be real rich.
All right, this is what happened, okay?
What happened was.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this particular day, my homegirl, she was walking home. She stopped by, she did get a glass of water, and she sat there for a minute, and we were just talking. That's it.
How far does your homegirl live from you?
She lives quite some ways.
Okay, the woman's walking down the street. She's a long way from home.
Walking down the street.
Walking down the street, a long way from home.
A long way
Now,
from
she
home.
stops by your house. Does she stop by just to get a glass of water, or does she stop by to talk to you and you offered her a glass of water at some point?
Yeah,
Which one of those?
She just got a glass. She asked for a glass of water. It was hot that day.
Okay.
Who's there?
Hey, look, can I get a glass of water? I'm a long way from home. Can I get a glass of water?
Yeah, and hold on, let me move this couch.
It wasn't like that.
Court,
Yeah.
you barricaded your house up to give
keep
a woman a glass of water,
to keep-
and you did not have sex with her.
I did not have
You
sex
weren't
with her.
blowing off any
I
steam.
did it in order for her not to get beat up by Miss King.
But it's my house she in. Why not?
So it was worth her breaking out how many windows?
5.
You broke out 5 windows.
Yes.
Were you trying to get in to save him or get in to get at the
I was
woman?
trying to get her.
Was she in the house when you got in the house?
She was sliding out. He was sliding her out the back door by the time I made it in.